All right, welcome back to our series is frequently asked questions for new and aspiring TCs. So what is the next question? I'm going to do a screen share on this one because I'm going to show you a couple tools. Because the question is, let's scroll down here because there are quite a few questions, is what tools should I have to help me run my business? Are there any free versions of these tools that will actually work for what I'm building? 9 times out of 10 when I am asked that question, I think what people are thinking about is transaction management tools. And if you do a little searching, hang out in Facebook groups for independent transaction coordinators, you're going to hear a lot of repeated names such as TC Docs, Open to Close, and I can go on and on. I won't list all of them right now, but you get the idea. There's going to be a couple that you hear about on a fairly regular basis. But I think this question, when people are asking me, are there any tools that I need to run my business? You got to understand that you want to separate your business into multiple categories. So one of them is you are not a transaction coordinator. You are a small business owner that happens to provide transaction management as a service. So that's first and foremost. Understand that you're a small business owner. Now, the service that you provide is transaction coordination or transaction management. So will you eventually probably want to have some type of tool that will actually help you to manage transaction management? Absolutely. And I'm going to share a few with you in a moment. But I will tell you this, you're a small business owner, which means you don't have a choice. You're going to have to do some kind of lead gen, and you're going to have to maintain relationships. Okay. For me, I'm not putting that in my transaction management tool. I am going to build out a contact management system or a CRM. And I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of CRMs out there. My favorite that I used for probably, 7 years or something like that, and it's free. Now they have a paid version as well, is HubSpot. Okay. I don't care if you use HubSpot or you use something else, but here is what I'm looking for in a CRM, which as far as I'm concerned is a required tool for any small business owner that has to manage relationships. Okay. Customers, lead generation, whatever you want, vendors, everything. Okay. I, number one, want a CRM that will absolutely sync flawlessly with whatever I'm using for my email. So I use Gmail. I'm a Google fanatic. I love my Google stuff. Okay. So the fact is, if I'm going to use Gmail, is I need it to sync with my CRM so that if I go to a contact in my CRM, I don't have to go back and forth between my email and my CRM. I can go into my CRM, see that contact, and actually see every conversation that we've ever had. And it'll do a lot more than that, but that would be one example, is I want a CRM that will sync with the other tools that I am using. It doesn't have to be HubSpot. In fact, right now, technically, I'm not using HubSpot because I use a paid account, which is something totally different, okay? But are there free tools out there? You bet. So what are the types of tools that you should be thinking about, small business owner, for transaction management? You should have something to handle your transaction management. You should have something to handle your email management. Email management and transaction management are not one and the same. You need to develop full-blown systems for both. And you need to have separate systems for both and separate tools for both. Then you need to have a CRM, okay, contact management software. And gosh, I kind of want to do a full hour on that right now. That's a big one for me if you're a small business owner. Another thing is, how are you actually managing your finances? Now, I use QuickBooks. Doesn't mean you have to use QuickBooks, but let's say QuickBooks, okay? Here's what I want to know is, not only do you have a tool to manage your finances, meaning that your finances are very separate in your business from your personal life. They need to be separate, okay? And I'm going to say you should probably have an A team. Your A team is not anybody on your transaction management team, no employees, no 1099s, no W-2s. Your A team is none of those people. Your A team is going to be people like your attorney, your accountant, CPA, bookkeeper. Those types of people are your A team. Now, for me, I have a bookkeeper. Maybe you're qualified to do your own books, okay? But here's what I'm going to ask you, is my bookkeeper balances everything for me once per week. Everything is reconciled once per week, and I get a full P&L once per month. So if you were to coach with me, let's say it's 6 months from now, and your business is starting to grow, and I say, can we take a look at your P&L? If you can't pull up that P&L, don't tell me that you can figure it out and you can, whatever, prepare it for me. If you can't pull a P&L in 30 seconds or less, you don't have a system that's worth anything for your financials. So you need to build what is your financial system, and then what are the tools. Notice how I keep separating tools from systems. Systems are not tools, and tools are not systems. Your tools are there to implement whatever system that you are putting in place and building, okay? So you need to have financial tools, you need to have contact management or relationship management tools, CRMs. You need to have a transaction management tool. Now, if you're a small business owner, you're probably going to do some marketing. You might do some social media. We use Canva. There's a lot of other tools out there. And there are free versions of transaction management softwares. Okay, I'm going to show you one in a second. You can steal from me; it's mine. Okay, the second one is that CRM, HubSpot, free, amazing, syncs with Gmail amazingly. QuickBooks, I'm not going to say it's free, but I'm telling you right now that there are free versions of some type of financial tools out there. But for me, I do pay for QuickBooks. Then from there, what was the other one? Oh, Canva. The amount of things that you can actually put together that look great in Canva with their free account is amazing. I used their free account for quite a while before we started using the paid account, and now we use some of their more advanced features. You don't have to use those advanced features. You can do amazing things with the templates that they provide to you in the free. So those are a couple things that you need for tools. There's more, but I'm just kind of giving you some basics here. So let me do this. I said I was going to do a screen share for a reason. If you go to the tab where it says free tools and resources, if you go to free tools and resources, and I am going to highly recommend that you do the following. You scroll down and you go to free virtual whiteboard. When you go to the free virtual whiteboard, now there's some people that will run their entire business on a virtual whiteboard and never go beyond that. That's fine. I mean, for transaction management, from contract to close. This is not for their CRM, not for their finances, not for any of that. Okay. There are people that will never need to go beyond this. And this is free. So we've built this out. When you open up your version from that website, up in the top right-hand corner, it'll say use template. When you click use template, it'll open up literally this exact same spreadsheet, and it'll allow you to save it in your Google Drive, and you can edit it to your heart's content. Edit all the categories. This is set up with some of my favorite clients, fake clients, which is Aretha Franklin, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Ray Charles, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can edit this to your heart's content, but there are tons of tools and resources if you look at the tabs across the bottom on this. I'll just tell you right now, I was doing 70 to 100 transactions simultaneously for quite a few years in a row with nothing more for contract to post-close transaction management than using a virtual whiteboard. It worked amazing for me. I loved it. Now, did I use a lot of the other paid tools? This one was free to me. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I use TC Docs. I've used a number of them. I won't go through all of them right now. Brivity, I've used a ton of them. Now, what about those other ones that we just mentioned? On both this virtual whiteboard, which is free right here, just click on it. There's a 27-minute video demo on how to use it, how to edit it, all that kind of stuff. And then there's the actual link to get the free one there. If you scroll down a little bit farther, you're going to see TC 101 Toolkit. And so both the virtual whiteboard and the TC 101 toolkit have a tab down at the bottom. There's multiple tabs across both of them, and they both have this page. It's the same page. It's called the resource and tool page. When you scroll down this, you are going to see what I've done is I like to keep track of what are some of the most popular softwares out there right now that people are using, and then a link right here so that I don't ever have to go look for stuff. So you actually get access to my current list, which is everything from G Suite to TextBlaze to TextSpander to Wise Wizards, ClickUp, Open to Close, TC Docs, Follow Up Boss, Sisu, KV Core, Dot Loop, SkySlope, blah, 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 Brivity, on and on and on and on and on. So if you want to check out any of the other transaction management tools and a couple other tools that are out there, you literally can just go to this TC 101 toolkit, go to the resource tab, or if you're on the virtual whiteboard, go to the resource tab, and it's this exact same thing. Some of our other more common lessons and tools are up there as well. So the original question is, what tools will I need to run a transaction management business, and are there any free tools? You're going to need a transaction management system. I definitely would recommend you build out your entire system on a virtual whiteboard first, so you know what your business and your flow looks like. Then from there, now your system and your process can be drawn out. You actually want to draw your system out. I do it by drawing it out on paper and then on a virtual whiteboard in a spreadsheet. Then when I've determined what tool I'm going to use, say it's TC Docs or Open to Close or any of these other ones that are out there, is then I can go ahead and I already know what my flow, I know what my process is, I know what all my steps are, my levels of service is. Then I can say, how does this tool that I'm choosing to use, TC Docs, Open to Close, or anything else, KV Core, whatever, how do I use that to go ahead and implement the system that I have designed? Okay, then get yourself a CRM, get yourself an email management, get yourself some financial software that helps you. Make sure that you are, I'm going to just say right now, I like the way that my bookkeeper does it. If you're going to do it yourself, reconcile every single week. Make sure that you have a P&L done every single month and review it for 5 to 15 minutes. If you've got a coach, show it to them and go over it. Okay. Don't make any decisions without you being able to, don't make any financial decisions in your business without being able to go take a quick look at your current and last 90 days P&L minimum. You can do more than that, but bare minimum, don't do it without having your numbers in front of you and knowing them inside and out. And I don't memorize my numbers. What I do, I put systems in place that allow me to find anything I need in my business in 30 seconds or less. This isn't about know your numbers. I don't have to have anything memorized. I just need to know that I have systems and tools in place that I can find anything I need in 30 seconds or less, and that's non-negotiable to me. That time frame of 30 seconds or less. If I can't find something in 30 seconds or less, that means my system sucks, and that's not acceptable. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Those are some of the tools that you probably will need to run your small business transaction coordinator independent business. Hope that helps, guys.